All right, got another special guest here on Talkin Dawgs. Karson, is it Ligon?
Ligon.
Ligon. Thank you. We got to get that out of the way very early because I don't want fans to mispronounce that. Let's just go ahead and get that out of the way. Karson obviously transferring in to Mississippi State from Miami, had 2 great years there, and Coral Gables decided to enter the transfer portal, come play for Mississippi State in the baseball program here in Starkville. And Karson, I just kind of wanted to get your thoughts on how all this transpired. I mean, this transfer portal age is so crazy, and you get kind of a new um, lease on life, I guess. Sometimes you're in the portal, you get a new recruitment. And for you, I know it was kind of crazy the few weeks that you were in the portal. Kind of walk me through that whole process, how it all began, why you entered the portal, and what kind of came from it, from the schools contacting you to taking visits and all that.
Yeah, so I entered the portal because I felt like I was going to be able to develop a new school a little better than where I was at, and I think I made a good decision there. And when I entered, I got a lot of contact really early, and I pretty quickly narrowed down my schools, like talked with my family and my advisors on what was best for me. I narrowed down my schools to like a top seven ish. End up visiting four of them. And then Mississippi State was actually my last visit, and when I got to Starkville, I was pretty much blown away, and I left knowing that I was going to go there.
Yeah, so kind of talk to me about that visit. I mean, you got a chance to come in. I don't know. I think maybe a day or two you were on campus. It was kind of a whirlwind of visits, if I understand correctly. Um, how did that visit go? What did you all get to do whenever you got here, and kind of what were your thoughts on all that?
So yeah, my flight actually got messed up. I missed like my connecting flight in Atlanta, so I flew into Birmingham, and Coach Parker ended up coming picking me up in the morning, and then we drove over. So I got a good chance to know him over probably like a 2 hour drive. We talked a lot, and I think I hit it off with him pretty well, and really liked what I was hearing from him, and just a great guy. And then we got to campus, and they took me over to academics, and we did that whole routine, showed me where my classes were going to be, and um like how like the support staff behind us and academics, and that was all great. Then we went to lunch. We went to a good little burger spot. I don't know the name, but lunch was great. And then we went back and toured the campus, and toured the whole baseball facilities, and I was blown away by the facilities, as you could probably guess. And we ended off in the pitching lab, and Coach Parker broke down like all my video and some of my data on my pitches, and to explain to me like the development plan that he had in place for me, and what he thought would be best for me to do over this next year. And I liked a lot of what I heard. And then we ended up flying out that night, so it was pretty quick, but it was a definitely a great visit. I met the whole staff, and was blown away by pretty much everything I saw. So it was a great experience.
I hope you got a chance to go to Two Brothers. If not, next time you come back to Starville, that needs to be your spot. If you like some good smoked meats, you talked about Justin Parker, and obviously you got a chance to really delve into him a little bit on that ride from Birmingham and spending time with him too. Did y'all have a previous relationship, or is this? Did you just meet him?
No, so I mean, he had contacted me like a day or two into me being into the portal. Actually, Coach Lemonis was the first person to contact me when I entered the portal. He was the first person to call me, but I ended up I got in contact with Coach Parker 2 days later or so, and ever since then we've been texting back and forth and talking. And then so when I met him, we had been talking, but it was my first time actually meeting him in person.
What's kind of your impressions on Coach Lemonis and Coach Parker? I mean, obviously Lemonis made a pretty good impression for you to get to campus and him being the first guy. But what were your thoughts on those guys, getting to know them a little bit more?
I really liked the skills, and the way they want to go about the game, and how they want to run things there. And um, I wouldn't be coming there if that wasn't the case. So I really think that, they're doing a great job over there and got the right idea of what the team needs. And it's just very exciting.
Last year, I know that you had a good year when you were healthy. You had, I think, maybe a month off with some shoulder issues. How did you feel like you handled that situation where you had to step away a little bit and get back into, the good graces there? And also, how did you handle the last few weeks of the season when you were able to get back?
I'd say the last half of that or the last part of the season was pretty tough with me. I felt like I was pitching through some injuries and never was really able to get back to what I was at the beginning of the season, and that definitely took a toll on me. But you live and you learn from it. I think it's gonna only make me stronger for this next season. So that's pretty much my takeaway from that. Is I gotta get stronger for next season, and I've been rehabbing this summer and getting my arm back to what it's been, and feel really good now. So this next season I should just really gonna focus on keep my arm healthy and uh, stay the way I was at the beginning of the season. If I can do that the whole year, I think I'll have a great year. So
When you were able to kind of delve into your video with Coach Parker in the pitching lab, and kind of what did he really like about what he saw from your mechanics, the stuff you were throwing? I mean, what really stood out to him, you think?
to be honest, he seems to think that as of right now, like I'm already a great pitcher. There's just some small little tweaks and stuff to do to clean up my mechanics, and that will help with preventing injury and that arm soreness and the stuff I was getting late in the season. Because the cleaner my mechanics are, the less stress is going to be in my arm and using my whole body. So he talked to me about that, which is good. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
From what I've seen, good fastball, really good changeup. What are you throwing right now that you feel comfortable? Like, what's your arsenal look like? What's the velocity? I mean, what are you working with?
So when I was healthy this past season, I was sitting probably around 93, touching 95 and 96. I had one game where I touched 98. My changeup is my best pitch when it's going. I had my freshman year. I threw it really, really well the whole season. This past year, I lost a little bit of feel for it and really relied on my slider. My slider was more of a show pitch my freshman year, and my slider this past year actually got to be a really good pitch and probably end up being my best pitch this past year. But I think the key for me this year is going to be to get my changeup back going good, because when it's good, that's my best pitch, and then keep on with what I'm doing with that slider, because I saw a huge jump with it this past year.
And with Mississippi State, they have some openings there, obviously, on the weekend. Do you feel like you have a pretty good opportunity to come in here and be a weekend starter right away?
I do.
What have you seen from kind of researching Mississippi State's pitching staff? I mean, what do you see the possibilities that they have with the guys that are already on campus? Do you know any of those guys? Have you looked into it a little bit?
To be honest, I don't know anybody on the team at all. So I'm walking into a whole. Yeah, I know about the guy who throws righty and lefty, which is pretty cool. That's pretty much the only guy I know about.
Well, I mean, what's your thoughts on Mississippi State next season? I know they've had some issues, obviously, the last couple of years, but this is still a program that is used to making it to Omaha, used to competing for national championships, and that can come at any time. I mean, what's your opinion on what this team can do next year?
I mean, you see teams have really bad years and then immediately come back with a great year. And the way Coach Lemonis was talking to me, it seems like we have a great chance this next year to have one of those situations happen. It sounds like the field behind me is going to be extremely strong, and it comes with the bats are going to be extremely strong. I think a few of the guys are leading the Cape right now in some categories, which is great to hear. And the bullpen, from what I hear, seems to be in a good spot, and Coach Parker's only going to help with the development of the whole staff. And I really think that we got a good opportunity to be very good again.
What are you adding to this team from whether it be a leadership standpoint or what you bring to the table with your arm, and what do you feel like you're going to add to this team that can kind of take it to the next level?
I think I'm going to add some good innings for sure. I think I'm not as much of a vocal leader, but I'm more of a lead by example person. So I'll be doing the right thing. I may not be the most vocal guy. I will be vocal during the game, but I'm definitely like a lead by example guy.
Awesome. So what's kind of your time frame now getting to campus? Or what are you doing from now until the time you get to Starkville?
So it's been pretty crazy this past day when after I called Coach Lemonis and told him I was coming. Um, we're just now on we're working on my transcripts and stuff right now and getting that over to Mississippi State from Miami. So I have not talked to them at all about that. But I'm assuming we'll probably be talking about that over the next day or so about when that timeline is. But I don't got an answer for you about that right now.
That's fine, man. Well, man, I appreciate the time, Karson, and definitely got to get you to Two Brothers if you haven't been there already. That's the first stop when you get back to Starkville, and we got a few more recommendations for you. But I really appreciate you, man, and congratulations.
Thank you.